right, here is our Zerg player, champion of Season 1. He's currently up 1-0. Can he close it out with a 2-0 victory to take it to the round of 32?
FruitDealer.
A lot of fans.
Barely moving. Doesn't need to move. Look at his green headset. He doesn't even care. Anyway, here is his competitor. Capital A, lowercase c, capital E. Spells.
AcE.
Nice spelling, Moletrap.
Thank you. There he is. Moving back and forth between a couple hotkeys.
Looks like it is going to be possibly another Nexus first, which is so risky on this map.
Well, he pulled it off last time, even against the Speedling opening.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely.
He feels confident. He's practiced it. He had some great cannon placements last game. It looks like FruitDealer is going to be going gas first into a Speedling expand, so very similar play.
Yeah.
Go FruitDealer, deal that fruit, spread the juice.
Spread the juice.
It's from Sweden.
You heard it from Sweden. Spread the juice.
Spread the juice.
We got some Canadian fans here. We got some Swedish fans here. Got fans from all over the place.
We do.
Coming to watch the Super Tournament at the GSL.
If you come in here to the studio, meet us. If Tasteless and Artoast are here, you meet them too. Meet the players. The players are so nice. Talk to foreigners. You know, even if their English is bad, they're very willing to listen.
Yeah.
Hardly anyone's English is bad though here at the GSL. AcE did go Nexus first. He is starting that Forge up now. FruitDealer does not yet know, but I think he assumes because AcE almost always goes Nexus first. He probably would have gone Nexus first on Steps of War if we still had that horrible map.
I don't think I've ever seen a game by AcE where he didn't at least fast expand against Zerg. Like, he's never not fast expanded against Zerg.
By the way, thanks to our sponsors at LG, Intel, and G-Skill, who make these tournaments possible. Without them, we wouldn't have all this awesome stuff going on for you guys every night of the week.
Yeah, definitely. Putting up the money so that the players have a reason to play.
Exactly.
And AcE, go ahead and put in that cannon down. I've noticed last game as well, despite the fact that it was like a huge open area, he had really good SimCity, made it really hard for the Zerg to actually abuse that situation. So here he is again, cannon in a nice spot, protects the Nexus from Zerglings, and yeah.
Yeah, I was critical of his cannon placement at first because it blocked his probes a little bit, and again he's done another placement that kind of blocks his probes, but if it works for you, if it keeps your probes alive, then I guess it's worth it.
Yeah. Makes it so that you kind of have to, I guess to have optimal mining, you maybe need to get a couple extra probes in there, but Zergling gets in, and Scouts, well, it doesn't really see much of anything.
Well, he was able to see that the drones have stopped mining gas.
That's true.
So that's one thing he does know. He knows there's not going to be any roaches coming in the very near future. So he can maybe cut back on his cannon production to stick with those two cannons he's got.
That's a good point, actually. And he is getting his core up in the back. Again, kind of blocking, make sure Zerglings can't run around behind. Very smart building placement. Queen's going to wander on down the path. The obvious exits are north to the hatchery. And he's going to take up residence at his new spot so he can start double larva ejecting.
He? It's a man queen?
He meaning FruitDealer can now.
Oh.
Yeah, I kind of switched subjects between sentences. I apologize.
Gotta work on those antecedent transitions, man.
That's right.
Alright, so right now AcE hasn't really shown us what his plan is. I would be surprised if he didn't throw down a Stargate. I'm really expecting him to throw down a Stargate and do a very, very similar opening to what we saw from last game. He's got those 3 gases up and running. He's got pylons spread out nicely around his base to spot for Nidus worms. FruitDealer taking a very fast third yet again, working on those rocks. So we're almost seeing a repeat of last game, minus the counterattack that FruitDealer tried to put on to kill some probes.
Now the Overlord just ran through the base and got killed, but didn't actually see anything because the gateways, I believe, were
he
put
didn't
down
see those
in the
gateways. So AcE has gone up to 4 gates now. He's adding his 4th and final gas.
Those Zerglings remind me of, like, you know how in movies or like old cartoons, people that go to jail, they're like sitting out there and they're chained to a rock and they've got like a hammer and they're like pounding rocks in half for no reason. That's those Zerglings, man. They failed at like scouting and killing cannons, so they're like, now go.
And the Queen looks like she's hitting them on the back, like cracking the whip on their back while they're working. Yeah, I always remember that in the Disney movie Robin Hood when the crooks all get caught, the little animals. They're like hitting the stuff. They got the little striped shirts on.
It's one of my favorite movies.
I love that movie. We should make some references in the future from that movie.
Oh man, the Queen is taking over, killing the rocks on her own.
Yeah, there's no longer cracking the whip on the Zerglings, but some male viewers might say she's in her rightful place doing the hard work. Maybe that was a tasteless joke. Not a tasteless Archon joke, but maybe a joke that some viewers might not have appreciated. Sorry to the female viewers out there.
That's right.
That's not my belief. That's the belief of some male Americans out there.
And shame on them.
Shame on them.
We here at the GSL do not discriminate.
We do not discriminate.
We appreciate all of our fans of all different types. Now, some roaches are out now, and they're trying to control things, and a Twilight Council is on the way. And, whoa, actually, in the main, we might get a shot in a minute. We're seeing more gateways going down. You can probably see it in the production tab. Anyway, there is going to be a lot of gateways here in just a moment. It looks like AcE might try again to go for a huge push off 7 gateways off 2 bases, and he's going to be upgrading Blink as well.
This is a really popular strategy on this map because if you have vision of the high ground, you can blink your stalkers up and down the cavern. The Zerglings are just trying their best, but they can never catch you. And the blink's not quite done yet, but AcE being very aggressive right now, pushing out the map. He's forced a ton of units. FruitDealer even making some spine crawlers at that 3rd base. And now he's just going to sit back, increase his stalker count, and get ready to unleash some pain on the FruitDealer with those blink stalkers.
Yeah, I think this could be a better map for it in general. Also because less wide open, less different exits to the bases. So he could easily just go into that 3rd of FruitDealer and just force build the ramp and just kill the 3rd and then get out if he wants to. But there's some spine crawlers down there and some defenses, so maybe not.
Yeah, this is kind of a really funky situation for FruitDealer because he's like, I know you're doing something. You haven't taken a 3rd yet. I've got an Overlord spotting for it. And at this point, he's like, I don't want to drone up too much because I could just die. So he's very smartly making a lot of attacking units and being prepared for an attack. And he knows that he's got that 3rd base already up, so as soon as he wants to, he can switch right over to drone production. So being safe first, and that's how exactly I'm going to play this game, this matchup in this particular stage of the game.
Yep. FruitDealer being very efficient here. He's not missing his larva spawns. He's keeping his money very low despite only having 3 hatcheries. So he's doing a very good job of that. AcE also keeping his money very, very low, partly as a result of having 7 warp gates. And here he goes in. He might try and go for an attack. The Zealots are in the back. He needs to put them in the front if he's going to go for a full attack, but he falls back for a moment. And Zergling's going for the counter, for the flank. Roach is engaged at those force fields. They're going to be forced back, but the Zerglings might... No, they're just going to take out the pylon, actually.
He does have Burrow, but there is an observer, so I think that might have been part of what AcE was waiting for. Some of these units coming from the back, but they're force fielded out. AcE doing some great force fields. FruitDealer's units can't attack from either side. They're trying their best to break through, but they just can't get in there.
And he's able to get a lot of fire off. And FruitDealer, just with so many stalkers, is just overpowering the roaches regardless. The roach is not able to get in close enough. And Tunneling Claws is going to complete moments too late. And GG, AcE takes it to an AcE match.
He does. Well said. Look at him. See, he looks so serious right now. Like, I wouldn't want to meet him in a bad mood. You know, if he was playing a ladder game and lost the game, was super mad, and I wouldn't try to calm him down. I'd just back away. FruitDealer, though.
You throw your headphones on the ground.
I drop my headphones all the time in the Dom house. Moletrap likes to make fun of me for it. I drop them probably on average of 5.26 times a day. Yep. We've calculated it. Actually took some stats. Every time I drop my headphones to make a tally mark. In the weekends, we like divide it, find out exactly how many times I drop my headphones on average per day.
Yeah. You guys can figure out probably based on that average and the number of days that Wolf has been here, what the total amount of drops is. Yeah. If you would like.
Maybe I'll post that information somewhere so you guys can do all the calculations for it.
Yeah, so we're going to see a Game 3. It's going to be on Metalopolis. And so far, AcE doing the same thing each time. In Game 1, made a huge push and kind of got fought back. In Game 2, made a huge push and just with some beautiful force fields there.
Great force fields.
He had that little nook, that little cavern, if you will, at the third base and just said, like, force field, oh, you can't attack me now.
The stalker's all sitting right here.
Yeah, just sitting in the middle.
Over here, and some roaches over here, and the force field's like right here.
That
Stalker's
was like
in the middle.
that was like the actual Battle of Thermopylae, where they literally were surrounded and like fighting people off from all sides. They didn't even have a choke point like in that movie, which was totally inaccurate.
They didn't have force fields either. They didn't. No sentries.
Yes, they did. The ancient. Never mind. Okay, good point. Fair enough. They didn't have force fields. Fine. Anyway.
By the way, guys.
So, go ahead. Sorry.
GOM TV actually updated some of their stuff on their website. You guys should definitely check out some of the stuff they've been doing on the site. Like the brackets page is spoiler-free now, I was told. So check that out and you can look at the results if you press a button. So definitely check this stuff out. I wanted to mention it, but these players.
Yep. And they didn't they update the stats?
Yeah, you can look at the stuff. I think it's a rankings page. I don't use the website as much as I should, and I'm starting to get into it a little bit more as I learn about these things. Check it out.
You can check it out right now.
Yeah, the records page.
The records page. That's
the records page. That's where you want to go. You find some really interesting stats about matchups.
Yeah. So if you're like, you know what? I wonder how AcE is doing in his PvZ lately. I'm going to go look that up. You can just go ahead and type him in, and it'll show you all of his games recently. Portal's in the house. Just walk behind us, by the way. Let's find out in Game 3 on Metalopolis if AcE can close it out or if FruitDealer can advance to the round of 32 here at the GSL.